It's Memorial Day weekend here in Chattanooga. Beautiful weather in the air and a packed crowd in attendance as the Chattanooga Red Wolves host the Greenville Triumph, today presented by Transcard. I'm Chris McCovic, bringing the action from David Stanton Field. Great atmosphere in the air as summer is upon us, and Rusty the Red Wolf looking to cheer on Chattanooga. After some disappointing results on the road, they're back home, and that's where they've been the most comfortable all season long. 6 of their 8 goals offensively have come at home, including the last 2 matchups where they've scored 5 of those, 3 in the win over Tormenta, which happened in the first 20 minutes, and then 2 also against Madison, that one right there in the 2nd minute of action against Madison. Despite that game being a draw, it tells you we learn a lot about how Chattanooga's going to play in the first few minutes of the match. So we'll see if they have a more of aggressive style, they like that press, if they really bring it against the Triumph, or will it be a long night and try to battle for a 1-0 result like they did in the win against Madison earlier this season. For Greenville on the other side, it's been defense, and more defense for Coach Hart's men. 2 goals allowed in their 3 road matches. This, just their 4th road match of the season. Still learning about them a bit away from their home confines of Legacy Early College, but certainly they've been impressive with their cohesive ability, swarming the ball and trapping opponents, not letting them get off good chances, getting stops like that. And Dallas J at the back certainly helping things out with some big saves when needed. And Coach Hart's saying he's been impressed with his ability of growing in vocal leadership and his ability to organize the back line. So we'll see if he can bring that here tonight, and maybe some saves also for the away side as they meet up with Chattanooga today, a side hungry for a good result after a tough 4-0 loss to FC Tucson last week. Can Greenville continue their run and get in sole possession of 3rd place? Well, we'll find out next, coming up on ESPN+. Welcome back into David Stanton Field today. This match presented by Transcard as Chattanooga hosts Greenville. 2nd match of the season between the 2 sides. Some new additions this season. Now for Chattanooga, Rusty the Red Wolf joining the squad, and he'll be looking to get the fans on the feet as we head into the match. But also 2 more on the field additions for the Red Wolves coming via some of their other squads in the Red Wolf organization. Cisse, of course, getting the start last week, as we'll see in a few moments. He'll get the start as well this week and put on a pretty good showing despite no goals on the board last time around. As we take a look now at our starting 11 for Chattanooga, presented by Nourish Point, fueling the starting 11. Seeing some changes in there, most notably Zayed. He's coming off the bench in this match, so certainly looking for some second half offensive effort is Coach Hankinson. But other than that, a few other changes, but mostly notably, Doyle maybe will be trending more up the field, and that's what we've seen over the last few weeks. We'll have to let that play out. For Greenville, maybe more of an offensive lineup this week for Coach Hart, as Gomez, Bermudez, and Muhammad will make up that attacking midfield, and Walker and Hemmings working at the defensive midfield. Usually it's more of a center back or someone from the back line moving up to one of those spots, but first time we're seeing that not happen as Seiler moves to that right back spot, so certainly be interesting to see how much Greenville does press in this match. We know Chattanooga likes to do that at times at home, but do the Triumph now go all out like they did last week against Richmond's possession-based defense when they were in possession of the ball? This time around, Coach Hankinson, he'll be looking to tame Greenville and their press and their defense, of course, and that defense not letting up many chances at all this season overall. They're yet to give up more than 1 goal in a match, and of course they'll be looking to avoid that here today. Jake Keegan back at the top of the formation for Greenville, fresh off the goal he had last week, which ended up being a game-winning goal, a little flick over the top, making Coach Hartz very happy for sure after recruiting him to be his man at the top of the formation while Keegan was playing over in Ireland. Now Coach Hartz, his side, 3 points today or even just a point. They're in sole possession of 3rd place in League One, making leaps and bounds after a tough stretch, only 2 points in 4 matches. They got the win last Saturday, and now Chattanooga stuck in the same turmoil, looking to break out of it themselves. Now we'll take a look at our injury report presented by Tralia Health as we're underway here at David Stanton Field, and they'll work it around the back line. It'll be Lee and the Greenville defense taking around the back as we're underway. Of course, the Triumph, as I mentioned, coming off a 1-0 win over the Richmond Kickers last week at home. Chattanooga, a 4-0 loss to FC Tucson on the road. Our injury report here, Richard Dixon out again for Chattanooga, and unfortunately Andrew Moulin as well, so 2 big defensive threats for Chattanooga out here this evening. For Greenville, questionable is Cameron Saul. He's been dealing with an injury as it's headed on here and back in the midfield. The last time these two teams met, back on April 13th, it was a Greenville victory over at Legacy Early College, 1-0, with Keegan getting a goal in the second half. Pineda moves it centrally, and now they'll try the right flank. Tony Wall settling into that right back spot here tonight, with Falvey and Fola taking over the center back spots. And that's a change we saw come in the Madison game a few weeks ago here at David Stanton Field. And Falvey ended up being the man of the match in that one, despite the 2-2 scoreline and a draw result. But that was Chattanooga's game from the beginning, a 2nd-minute tally for Connor Doyle. Being brought down was Bermudez. Gomez now. Looking to the left flank, here's Polak, sends it into the box. Keegan there, back to Gomez. While Efe the touch, and back to Pineda. The Hawks going with the same sort of tactics he went with last week. Gomez getting his first start in quite a while last week in the win over Richmond. He's back in that starting 11 here today. As Lee won the ball there, but a foul called on a late contact, a shoulder to shoulder, and it's going to be a free kick for Chattanooga. But Gomez coming into the lineup, talked about it with Coach Hartz, to take another look at this foul. And he said it was really just feeling out the squad, who he thought was going to be, more effective in the match. Paul Klaus, that meant he came off the bench, but a solid addition off the bench when you're talking about the second half, trying to lock down a 1-0 victory there in the midfield. But Gomez adding some pop maybe to the offense, and certainly this season he's been strong alongside Jake Keegan. I'll be looking for that tonight. Ziguro and Chattanooga await this free kick here in the 3rd minute. Ball sent in there, dangerous one, headed on, but wide right of the post. Goal kick in the end coming for Jay and Greenville. First chance in the match. Looks like it's going the Red Wolves' way. And that header, but off target. I believe it was Falvey that got to it. Indeed it was. And that deflected just wide enough to not put Jay in danger. And I'm Chris McCurrick bringing you the action here on ESPN+. Greenville on the road just this one match, and then back at home next week against Tormenta. Chattanooga will host their Luau night next week against Toronto FC2, a Toronto side that got their victory yesterday over FC Tucson in their home opener. Ball over the top, and Paulitz will chase after this one. But for Greenville, the very deep back line for sure. Dominic Bolin, the odd man out, with Seiler moving to that right back spot. Seiler's been a defensive midfielder the last few matches, really racing up the field. But now looks like Parks tinkering with that lineup a little bit more and trying to get another attacking player back in the lineup, that being Chris Bermudez, who for the first few weeks of the season led League One and created chances, but just has not been getting as much playing time lately. But certainly can create things on the ball right here, trying to. Deflected out of play, throw-in coming for Greenville. It'll be Cole Seiler, the Anderson, South Carolina native, taking the throw-in. Lee will drive it down the field. Left flank, Tyler Pollock. This is where he's dangerous. Can really get up that wing. Cuts inside, lays it off now for Hemmings. Back to Pollock, top of the box. Chips it in there and deflected back the other way. Hemmings caught up in traffic, can't get to it. Pineda trying to save the day for the Red Wolves. Player down on the back end for Greenville. It's Tyler Pollock that's down. And they'll play it on back to Jay. Greenville led the last matchup with 57% possession, And so far, so good in that category. It's a bit of a half-field offense for them. Bermudez not able to work the through ball. Can Chattanooga counter? Back through. You're just joining us. Ayman Zayed coming off the bench in today's match. Maybe adding some pop to the offense in the second half. And that man, Connor Doyle, still in the lineup, the former MLS forward. But he's really settled in very well as a holding midfielder for Chattanooga. And Coach Hankinson really likes playing him and Walefe next to each other. It's been a formula for success at times this season. Doyle got one of those goals against Madison. Right place, right time. And it's played on back to Falvey. Colin Falvey seeing more time as the last few weeks have progressed. Got his first start of the season in the Madison match. 2013 USL Defender of the Year with the Charleston Battery. Headed on by Seiler, back to Dallas J, and he'll take it in. Jay, a backup keeper for most of his professional career, but getting his shot with Coach Parks here in Greenville. Off of Cisse and out of play. And Cisse, if Chattanooga fans or fans of League One watched the match against FC Tucson last week, had a brilliant chance, went off the post, and then of course also saved on the play. But of course just couldn't make it count in his pro debut for the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Recent signee from the pipeline for the Red Wolves. And back in the starting 11, so that should tell you enough about what Coach Hankinson and the staff think about him. Walker works it through. Gomez the strike, but deflected away by Falvey. Back in there, deflected out of play, and is it a corner kick? Indeed it will be. Greenville looking to strike early on the road. It'll be Muhammad walking over to take it as we take another look at this one. Gomez the chance, but Falvey was all over it, not even letting a shot through as the secondary cross came in. The Scenic City Alphas in attendance, looking for those 3 points at home. Chattanooga last one at home against Tormenta, scoring 3 goals in 20 minutes, and that was enough to hold on against one of the top teams in the league. Headed on frame, saved there by a defender. Not sure how that found a body in the frame of goal. That seemed like it was going to be directly in, but the attack continues for the Triumph here in the 9th minute. Muhammad, right flank, sends the cross in and swept away just in time by Fola. Muhammad tiptoes, falling over, trying to keep it alive. Zigura wins it back on the interception, and it looks like Chattanooga finding some breathing room. Call it back through, and it'll be a goal kick on the other end for Chattanooga. Beautiful header there, the shot on the corner kick. Not sure how that didn't go in. Bengals will have a goal kick upcoming here in the 9th minute. So far, both teams going at it on the board. Here's that chance. Headed on by Hemmings, and right place, right time was the defender. That was Falvey once again with the stop. I'm sure that's a case of, hey, I'll take that save, but Hemmings once again with the chance, and he's looking to get one back. In the match against Richmond last week, had a point-blank volleyed chance from the 6-yard line, and he definitely would have wanted that one back. He ended up skying it in the air, and Fitzgerald didn't need to worry about that one, the Richmond goalkeeper. Early on chances for both sides, and this one coming back, it'll be Triumph possession. As Paulitz will take it in, the former Red Bull 2 player. Out of play, throw in, won by Cole Seiler. Falls through, Fola needs to deal with it. He'll just volley it straight up into the air. Still dangerous. Falls for Bermudez, back heel now. Here's Seiler moving up the right flank. Cross sent in, grabbed right there by Mangles at the near post. And the Red Wolves coming away unscathed once again. Alex Mangles, native of Lafayette, California, spent last season with Portland Timbers 2. Down the left flank, Chattanooga trying to get things going. It's been all Triumph possession so far, other than that header shot off of a free kick for the Red Wolves. Now here due to conditions here today, pretty hot weekend here on the East Coast. And I have a hydration break coming up at the 30th minute. As this ball over the top for Cisse. Met by Paulitz, trying to keep it in play, knocked down, and it looked like Paulitz just barely got a touch on it. No, indeed, it will be off Cisse, and it's a throw-in for Polak, who's back on his feet after going down following that run up the field a few minutes ago. Pineda. Cut away, and there's that swarming Greenville defense. So many white jerseys suddenly in the area. Foul called against Pineda and Chattanooga. He's played out wide. Up the right flank, back heel on, but out of play, and it'll be a throw in here for the home side. Taken back over by the Red Wolves, while Efe trying to find some room. The Brazilian moving centrally. Chattanooga's so good offensively at home, but defense has been the recent problem. 9 goals allowed in their last 3 matches in all competitions. It's been a very porous defense. But of course, if you look at it in soccer terms, from last Saturday, they were down 2-0 to FC Tucson, and if that chance from Cisse goes in, it's a 2-1 game, makes things totally different. There's a high boot there, and a foul will be awarded to the Triumph. Pretty clear high boot, as it will be a foul won by Greenville. Bermudez getting up just fine there. Take another look at this one, as Ziguro was the culprit on it. Didn't think he made contact, but referee had different thoughts. Match referee tonight, Michael Smith. And Aaron Walker standing over the ball. Tyler Polak also in the area. 2 typically on the ball for Greenville on these set pieces. It'll be Aaron Walker, former FC Cincinnati player, standing over. Ball sent in there, chipped towards the left post, and trickles out. Evan Lee just couldn't get there in time, hung a bit too much in the air. And it's a goal kick now for Alex Mangles. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. That Select ball about to be kicked off now by Mangles on this goal kick. Hemmings volleys it to the right side, and I have to say, and I'm sure Coach Harks agrees, Max Hemmings has been an excellent addition in the last few weeks for Greenville, adding some depth to that central midfield and really adding that second or third man to run at chances inside the box. As this ball will go to the Red Wolves, the Ocean City Nor'easters product, helping out that New Jersey native. Recently graduating from Georgia State University. Part of why he couldn't start the season with the team, he's still in school. He's been a strong addition for sure. Chattanooga, they're gonna try the left flank now. Ball into the box, headed away by Lee. Not many red jerseys in the area for that. As Ziguro takes over. Caparelli knocks it in there. All chest, says the referee, they wanted the handball. That was a close one though for the Triumph. As Jay takes over. Kevin Paulitz down the left flank. We'll take a look at this one, see if we agree. Caparelli. And that's the type of one where, is it shoulder or is it chest? And the referee saying it's chest. One to remember, Bermuda's going down a little lightly there, but we'll get the call anyway after the Brazilian Walefe knocking him over. Walefe, one of the players in League One that touches the ball the most, for sure. He was a key part also for the Swope Park Rangers playoff run a few years ago in the championship. But after an injury, ended his season early in the playoffs with them. Back now, spent some time in Brazil with Chattanooga, and he's been strong in the midfield for them so far this season, as Lee, the former Richmond kicker, will pass it on back to Jay. Lee and Paulitz have settled into the center back starting spots for Greenville over the course of the season. Been strong in that regard. Helping out attacks like this get started. Keegan, top of the box, looks for the chance, deflected and deflected once more before finally being cleared. It looked like just miscommunication at the top of the box on the layoff, and Keegan took it himself. Gomez back with it now. The strike! Closer to a field goal than a goal on that regard. And it's a goal kick now for Chattanooga. They're testing out the waters early on the road. Another look at this one. Cisse giving up the chance. Actually, Walls there, deflected by Polak. And up and under that one. There you see number 18, Muhammad, dangerous there. And we talked to Coach Harks a bit about him leading up to tonight's match. Harks calling him an exciting player that certainly can open things up on the 1v1 opportunities. Interestingly enough, with his religious faith, in the middle of Ramadan right now, and with the team, certainly it's something you don't really think about, the way these players live their lives is, as an athlete now, the team very focused on keeping him hydrated with his religious beliefs at this time. And it's an interesting take that we got to hear from Coach Harks, but arguably, in my opinion, he probably had his best game of the season last week. With some brilliant chances. He forced Akira Fitzgerald into some crazy saves in that match, but not able to find the back of the net. As Polak will send it on back through the back line. Aaron Walker playing a little deeper than normal with the lineup the way it is in the midfield. As Chattanooga's still trying to get something going in their own possession. They just haven't been able to really build up the field, and when they do, really swarmed in the box. As we will take it on back. I remember back to the first home match for Chattanooga this season. That was the inaugural match for Forward Madison as well on the road. And Madison ended up having 2/3 possession in the game, but Chattanooga was the team that got the 1-0 result. Gomez trying to have his say here though. Over to Muhammad. Tucked away in the corner though. Bermudez cutting inside, puts it on frame and almost getting the deflection into the back of the net, but instead it fell right through the mangles. Cut off by Polak. It looks like Greenville building numbers forward here. With this lineup, that's something we thought we might see coming. Muhammad loses it on the challenge by Ziguro, the former Albanian player. Play pauses, player down early on as trainers immediately waved on, and I think that's Caparelli. That'd be terrible for the Red Wolves if they have to use a sub here in the 20th minute. The way he went down, he knows something's wrong. Caparelli may be feeling something. Let's take a look at the build-up with Bermudez. And almost getting the touch there was Gomez going aerial on that. Caparelli trying to walk it off. As Caparelli will head off, and the way he's acting there, his night might be done. And instead now, referee saying, hey, let's use this opportunity for the hydration break. And of course, good to see there, taking care of the players on the field. And it's been really back and forth so far, so the temperature's not swaying things too much in that regard. As to this point, it's been possession just barely in favor to the Triumph, 53% in their favor. 3 shots so far for the Triumph, just 1 for Chattanooga, and under head coach Tim Hankinson, former coach of the year with the Indy 11 when they were in the NASL. And many of his players coming from those days. And Jake Keegan, even in an interview this week, when he was with FC Edmonton in the NASL, he remembers playing against Beatty and Zayed especially, before Keegan headed back over to Ireland to continue his playing days with St. Patrick's Athletic. What's interesting, I didn't consider this, but when he was with Galway United across the pond, he really experienced building a franchise up from the bottom, considering Galway United was bankrupt, and had to really rebrand themselves, rebuild things. And so he definitely knew what Coach Harks was pitching him on when they had the initial FaceTime going on between each other. That's why he came over. He's been very impressed so far with the level of league play, and he said that was a concern of his early on, but those concerns really put away after these first few matches and the start of the season. He's been very impressed overall with the style of play, and I feel like that's the case with everyone you hear from in League One players and coaches. As Doyle almost giving that away to Gomez. Back centrally, Keegan through there. Bermudez too heavy of a touch, and it trickles on through. But the Triumph looking like they did last Saturday. As it goes out of play, a whistle blown, and we'll have to see if Caparelli's day is done. As we'll take another look at this chance. Bermudez there, just too heavy of a touch, but had the step on Walefe before that. As it's taken in by Mangles. Soto coming off the bench already for Caparelli, so really a like-for-like switch at that wing spot. As unfortunately Chattanooga has to burn one of their subs in this first half. Out wide, so hope for the best with Caparelli. Unfortunately, Gay being cut short a bit as that man, Soto, comes on. Doyle stepping up, tracked from behind by Gomez. Can't win it from him, and he'll put a through ball ahead, but Seiler muscling on back and gets that all the way to Jay. Hemmings, ball over the top, but handled pretty well by Falvey, and it's over to Tony Walls. Milwaukee native gives it off to Beatty. There's Beatty, also playing in Ireland, the native of Dublin. Well known for his few seasons at Cork City. As Pineda takes over and moves it to the left flank. 24th minute, 0-0 from David Stanton Field. Ball sent in by Ziguro, knocked down. Here come the Triumph as Gomez slows it up over to the defensive players. Left flank, Pollock. And the key for the Triumph last week in their win was getting Pollock up the left flank, getting a multitude of chances from that. He's been quelled pretty well so far by Tony Walls. Now Bermudez is going to try that through the legs of Walls, but too heavy of a touch again for Bermudez. And Falvey will quell things again. Cisse. Back through to Lee. Greenville averaging 5.1 shots on target a game, but they're only at 6% shooting percentage overall this season. That's a league low. Get off so many opportunities, but just cannot put it in the back of the net. Keegan, their top scorer, at 3 goals this season, but they've only scored 5 as a team overall. Fola will send this off. Our FA Euro New York player in USL League 2. Muhammad goes down there after the contact as the ball is given off to Doyle. While Efe stepping up. Beatty now some room in front of him. Out wide, the fans getting into it. They feel the build-up coming. Walls loses it though, and it is indeed off the veteran defender, and it's a throw-in for Greenville. But the problem with that build-up there is no one was really ahead. It was just Cisse giving an option to Walls, and he couldn't make the 1v1 opportunity himself. Long ball here towards Keegan. He tried the volleyed shot first time. That didn't work out, but he settles it anyway. Hemming's coming up. So is Bermudez here on the left flank. Bermudez cuts outside. Ball sent in. Diving tip there by Mangles. I believe he got a piece to it, and Chattanooga survives another onslaught. '27th minute, 0-0 between the two sides. Separated by about 3.5 hours. It's out of play, throwing coming for Chattanooga. Take another look at this opportunity. It's Bermudez. And yes, Mangles did get a brief deflection on it that kept it away. Still no one really there for Greenville in the right spot. As Chattanooga takes over. Falvey now. They'll try the long ball. Cisse's there, but the offsides flag, is as well. So that one coming on back. It'll be a free kick now for Greenville. Fans follow the Greenville Triumph, Chattanooga Red Wolves, and the rest of USL League One all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, the US Open Cup, and much more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch League One live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Ball sent in by Pollock, but the only one there is Mangles scooping it out of the air. And it's back to the Red Wolves. A reminder, US Open Cup action returning on Wednesday, one match Tuesday. OKC Energy and the Tampa Bay Rowdies going at it. And then Wednesday, the rest of the matchups coming underway. As Muhammad steps up, looking for the chance, strikes, fisted away by Mangles. Corner kick coming for Greenville. The diving stop to his left. And Mangles, he's second in saves in League One, and he's showing why. Muhammad again striking from outside the box. That's what he did a lot of last week. As he'll head over for the corner kick. But also among those matchups, the last League One team in Open Cup, Forward Madison FC. They head over to St. Louis FC, try to take down the USL Championship side. And the cool thing is, whichever team wins that, they get to face an MLS side in the 4th round. Definitely watch out for that one on ESPN+. Muhammad setting this one up in the 29th minute. Low one sent in, headed away. Bermudez will let that go out for a throw-in for his side. Pollock into the box, knocked down by Walls. Hemmings there, the strike! Oh, that was a strong one, but Mangles right there, right time. And he scooped it on up. On back to Doyle. Phoenix City Alphas looking for a goal here in the first half. Last two home matches for Chattanooga, they struck in the first half. Now trying to take it out of the back, and for one of the few moments here today, Greenville not bringing the press all the way up the field. And letting the Red Wolves move the ball around just a bit. Boa. Falvey. Beatty trapped a bit there. Gomez, almost winning that back. I feel like that's been most of the day so far, as Jay will come out and grab it and just barely kept that in play. Inside the box. But once again, Chattanooga trying to play the ball over the top, but nothing coming of it, as they couldn't get past that midfield line of Greenville. Muhammad lets that go out of play, and he'll win the Triumph a throw-in in the final third. Here's another look at that last attempt by Hemmings. And he almost got all of this one, but just nailed it into the field a little bit too early. Apologize for the initial injury report. Here's the correct one for today's match, presented by Australia Health. Dixon and Mullen, two key figures in the back line for Chattanooga. Unfortunately, not in tonight's match, and it looks like this will be the water break instead. Earlier, I guess players just taking advantage of the injury, and can't blame them with the heat out there. It is about to be Memorial Day, so I guess that means the start of the summer. As wet towels, of course, as well. In case you're just joining us, we'll recap the first 30 minutes of action here at David Stanton Field. And so far, many chances for the Triumph, a few for Chattanooga as well. That one in just the first few moments of the match, as Falvey got the header there and it went just wide. Walker there getting the ball in, but Falvey having quite a match so far, getting a few key stops. One of the more experienced defenders in League One. Muhammad here, the service in, and a beautiful header by Hemmings, but Falvey, he happens to be standing right in that spot on the end line. And a great defender save there for him as he was guarding Keegan on that corner kick. Bermudez here with this cross, barely tipped away by Mangles, it looked like. Getting just enough on it to keep it away from Muhammad at the back post. And then also more turnovers here for Chattanooga. Muhammad, a beautiful strike there, a dangerous one, may have hit the post anyway. But either way, stopped by Mangles, and a big stop there to keep Greenville off the board. Hankinson working on some tactics maybe with his players. Beatty has been pretty quiet so far on the field, and I feel like when I talk to many of the coaches throughout League One when they're facing Chattanooga or just players around, they say we need to not let Beatty get any space out there. Zayed the same way, but obviously he's starting tonight's match on the bench. But Beatty so far, he's been swarmed pretty well, and that's something Greenville did very well against Richmond when they were facing Joe Gallardo. He didn't get many opportunities either. Coming up next weekend for the Chattanooga Red Wolves, they'll be hosting their Scenic City Luau against Toronto FC2. That coming next Saturday at 7 p.m. So, of course, if you can't catch the match by heading over to David Stanton Field, join us on ESPN Plus, as we'll have that one for you once again, like all USL League One matches right here on ESPN+. There should be a fun one there as we hit the summer months with some wow action going on. Toronto FC2 back on the road just like that after their first home match. As we're back underway. So certainly we'll be having a lot of stoppage time in this first half, a lot of stoppage time in the second half. As Beatty goes down there, very light contact with Gomez. He wanted that call, but nothing doing. Up and out of play, and Chattanooga players letting Michael Smith hear it. As we have the pause in the action here. Taking a look at this one. As it was Gomez there, stealing the ball, and it didn't look like too much there other than touching the left arm. Red Wolves trying to get it back, flicked into the box, but Muhammad almost making a run at it. Out of play, and they throw it. Muhammad trying to get the flick on, falls through in the box, brought down there by Walefi. No call, says the referee, and we play on. Tackled away by Polak, out of play. So both sides trying to make their cases for calls on either side of the field, as Walls will take the throw. And out of play by Polak. He thought he had it, but instead it's Pineda. They'll take it in for Chattanooga. Looking for the latest USL League One news and content? Follow at USL League One on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for exclusive access and updates. Walls plays it on back through the back line. And they'll try out the left flank. Of course, watch out online on social media, always with USL League One, the goal of the week and the save of the week. Pablo Hara getting the save of the week. A beautiful right-sided diving stop, trying to get a stop maybe of his own. Here is Dallas J, and he'll get some help from Polak to make that stop. As Cisse almost breaking free, and that's what Chattanooga's trying to be working on the entire time this first half, but just couldn't get the touch as that fell through. And a beautiful through ball in the end with Cisse a little bit too much time on the ball. And that's something Coach Hankinson mentioned this week. He said with that chance Cisse had against FC Tucson, he thought that that extra touch just ruined the opportunity for him. And he feels like when you have that open opportunity, a 1v1 like that, a lot of strikers, they take too much time thinking about it, trying to make the perfect strike when they should really just size it up best you can and go right at it. And right again there, maybe that's the advice Cisse should have taken. To be determined, of course, but one to remember as we move further into the match. Foul called this time around on Chattanooga. It'll be a free kick, nearly the same spot as a few minutes ago. It'll be Polak and also Walker standing over the ball. Greenville trying to strike here in the first half on the road. Last time they were on the road, a 1-1 draw at Lansing. Walker gets into this one. Lee heads it back centrally. Greenville will certainly looks like make an attack out of this. Lee, the center back on the left side, battling Fola. Tackled from behind, out of play. Corner kick given to the Triumph. Fola getting the stop for the moment, but still Greenville with an opportunity. That's center back on center back, and that's a pretty fun matchup there. The Triumph sizing up this corner kick. Aaron Walker on the end of it. Sends it in, missed header, cleared away just in time. I believe it was Ziguro on that. And now Polak will settle it in back to Dallas J. Jay, 3 clean sheets so far this season. Mangles has 2. Headed up and away, and it will be a Seiler throw-in on the far side here in the 40th minute. taking their time trying to size up this one. Muhammad making a run, moving in the box. They'll go instead more centrally. Flicked on, Hemmings a strike, but trickles on through and past the left post. Goal kick coming for Mangles. Chattanooga currently part of the logjam in League One towards the bottom of the table as Hemmings once again same spot, but still cannot make it count. As between 3rd place and 10th place, 3 points separate all the clubs. That's 8 of them, with, of course, North Texas at the top at 19 points and Tormenta at 17 points. But Greenville, if they get a favorable result here today, they could finish today in sole possession of 3rd place. Chattanooga, 3 points, it would be in a tie for 3rd with both Greenville and Richmond. Pollock settles this in, and Paulitz helps the clearance down the field. Headed up by Falvey. Keegan trying to battle for it, but Walls helps him out. Getting it over to Doyle. Beatty. Leard. Throw in now for the Red Wolves. Bit more confidence, bit more energy as the game has moved on. Greenville came out firing in this match, and that's been the tale so far with 6 shots, 2 on goal, just 1 shot so far for Chattanooga, that being that initial header off the free kick by Falvey. Lee goes down. No, excuse me, that's Seiler going down. And a free kick for the Triumph. Of course, to the dismay of the Scenic City Alphas and the rest of the Chattanooga supporters. Tough spot for Falvey. He goes down against Muhammad and a foul called on the challenge. Free kick for Chattanooga. Of course, Greenville trying to get a goal for their supporters, including Reed River Riot. Out taking a beverage in at the Growler House in Greenville. Down the back line over to Falvey. Down the right flank, but well out of play and off target. Cisse once again trying to work those lanes. They can't find that opportunity. Walker making a quick turn, and they'll send it around the back. Lee up to Seiler. Here come the Triumph. Cross sent in, but well too high and deep. This will actually could at least stay in play. It does just barely, knocked down by Walls. They wanted the handball, and indeed it is. As Walls tries to kick the ball away, but it was a handball, and it did look like it. It was a bit of a late call, but either way, we'll check it out ourselves here. As Keegan putting in the hustle to play that back, and it did. It was a handball. That was a good catch from Michael Smith, the head official. And unfortunately, out of nothing, that turns into a free kick opportunity for the Triumph, and that unfortunately for the Chattanooga defense. So have to bunker in here in the 43rd and have to expect maybe 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time. Going the short route, top of the box, Pollock chips it in there, Mangles there, punches it away with the right fist. Out of play, it stays with the Triumph. This will indeed be a corner kick for the away side. Going the short route, Bermudez cuts back outside against Soto. Walker with it. Have to reset. Pollock up ahead, stolen away. Good recipe here for Chattanooga. They play it down the field, but a little bit behind Cisse. And if that's more over the top, he's probably breaking away and at least has Pollock to deal with. It still would have been an opportunity. '44th minute, 0-0 here at David Stanton Field. Chris Makoviak here bringing you the action. Of course, stay with us at halftime. We'll go through the week that was in the USL Championship and League One. And of course, taking a look at the highlights from around the league. 3 matches already done in the league, and those came 2 on Wednesday, 1 yesterday. Just 2 of them coming today. This one and then an 8 p.m. start. Tormenta Lansing, which should be a very good offensive battle. Guro passes it back through the back line. Right now in the league, at least, it seems like everyone's chasing North Texas SC. We have a few matches in hand over Tormenta as well. Tormenta looking to get back on the top spot in the table with a win tonight. That press coming again for Greenville. Ball's on through to Hemmings. Handball again against the Red Wolves, as Soto is the culprit on this one. Free kick for the Triumph, and this is a very dangerous spot. We'll have to see how they handle it. Pretty clear handball there with the left side. Muhammad standing over the ball, liking the opportunity. He'll pass it off to Seiler, working against Soto. Seiler cuts to the end line, chips one in there, a cross. Falls on through. Lee will be on the end of this one. Once again covered by Fola. Walker deflected. He's going to try to win the corner, but swept away. Excellent hustle there by Beatty. Three minutes of stoppage time coming. As it's cleared away, it'll be out of play, and Muhammad will have to throw it. Seiler knocked down and gets us the game of handballs in this first half. As again, we'll have a stoppage due to it. This time, Seiler the culprit. As finally a ball is put in play, and we're ready to get going. See if the Red Wolves can maybe strike here before the break. They've been pretty content so far to work out of the back, though, so I'm not sure if they have enough time. Headed on by Lee, back to Hemmings. Walker, met by Cisse, gets rid of the ball just in time. Pollock left flank. Chips it in there, the run of Muhammad. Stopped just in time by Falvey, now Walls battling with the ball. Pineda. Brought down from behind by Walker, and a free kick for Chattanooga as time dwindles here in the first half. And the Red Wolves looking content with the way things are. 0-0 here. Falvey. Walls. Met by Gomez, and he's subdued a bit. Walker now. Ball trickles all the way through to Seiler, and it's back over to Lee. They'll let Jay hit this into the setting sun. And that will do it for the first half. Things really popping early on, but it slowed as the play went on in the first half. Greenville with the majority of chances, 6 shots, 2 on target, compared to just 1 for Chattanooga, and that shot came in the first few minutes of the match. Mangles there with a few good saves out there in the first half, enough to keep his team in it. It's 0-0 at the break here as we hit our Transcard halftime report, as we'll take a look at the action around League One and the championship from last week, along with some first half highlights after the break. A lot more coverage coming up on the Transcard halftime report here from David Stanton Field. Welcome into our Transcard halftime report, and already this week we've had 3 matches completed in USL League One. We'll start with the one from yesterday, Toronto FC2 hosting their first match in League One play. They've been on the road since the start of the season, and Toronto giving their fans something to cheer about early on, as it was Perusa going straight down the middle of the field, Schaffelberg there on the end line, and getting that cross in and an easy header into the back of the net for Perusa. Wide open for that strike, putting up the home side 1-0 in the first half, and certainly giving both the team some confidence and the fans something to cheer about there in Toronto. But FC Tucson, of course, they would have their own chances, but really after the long journey up to Toronto, not seeing too much on the offensive end. Cox there, ringing it off the right post, but of course not finding the back of the net, as it was Toronto holding on to that 1-0 tally. They tried to find the insurance goal here. Wakasa trying to hold the ball back away from Schaffelberg. Didn't work out. Schaffelberg the shot, but stopped by Ejimadu, who had a pretty good game out there, but unfortunately not stopping all the goals. 1-0 Toronto. On Wednesday night, Orlando City B, they're back on fire as Tablante put up the home side in the 4th minute, getting it going well for the Lions as they hosted the Richmond Kickers Wednesday night, a hot Richmond squad that was really silenced in that first half. From outside, Serginho has to be up for goal of the week with that one, as he celebrated with his teammates up 2-0. Lockerbie, though, getting one back for Richmond, making some progress in the game. It's 2-1, they're back in it. And Lockerbie there with his quickness off that right back spot, getting on top of it and putting it into the back of the net. It would continue for the Kickers as they look to equalize later on in the second half. Hughes the volley and into the back of the net. And there the midfielder equalizing things on the road, and suddenly Richmond looking to steal some points from the Lions on that beautiful strike there, well handled by the midfielder. But it was Orlando that would have the final say. Magales, pretty clear foul into the back, and that would give the PK spot over to Orlando, and they would make it count. Fitzgerald nearly the save. They're not enough there. 3-2 Orlando, and suddenly making some noise in the League One table. High-profile matchup also going on Wednesday over in Frisco. It was North Texas SC and Madison battling in a rematch from a few weeks ago. And it was all North Texas's offense. Very impressive overall if you didn't get to watch the match. Demos got them going early on with that celebration off the assist from Pepe. And it was 1-0 just like that in the 3rd minute. But 3 goals in the first 15 minutes for this match between the two teams. Here is the Rodriguez brothers hooking up on this one. Arturo to David, and he puts it in the back of the net. And that'll be a fun combo to watch all season with that chemistry on the field. Both players coming over from the FC Dallas Academy, of course. But, of course, Madison, they would have their say with their strong wing play all season. Toyama on the left side. He'd find Don Smart with a run on the right side. And the former player of the week in League One got his tally in the 15th minute. And suddenly, Madison some life They're down 2-1 on the road just in the 15th minute. Unfortunately, though, from there on, North Texas really sealing things up as Almagar sending this one dribbling into the left side of the cage and sealing that one. 3-1, the win for North Texas. They're back at the top of the League One table with 19 points. Madison, though, don't hang your heads, of course. Third round of the Open Cup is on its way on Wednesday. They'll battle St. Louis FC. Winner of this one gets an MLS side in the fourth round. And Madison, as many know, the last League One team standing got $25,000 for that. So it will be a fun story either way. And, of course, the flock, I'm sure, will be tuned into this one, whether in Madison or St. Louis. Sticking here at David Stanton Field, Chattanooga will be doing that against Toronto FC 2. Following Toronto's win, of course, this week, coming against FC Tucson, some other high-profile matchups against Tormenta, Richmond, before returning home against Greenville on the 22nd. For the Triumph on the other side, big rivalry matchup coming up for them against Tormenta. That should be a fun one. The third time the two teams will meet already in all competitions this season. Again, they'll return to David Stanton Field on the 22nd for another matchup with the Red Wolves. Coming up as we continue our Transcard halftime report, we take a look around USL Championship and League One from the week that was.
Phoenix coming out the other way. Junior Fleming's leading the charge. Numbers forward for Phoenix. John trying to go back for Flemings. Flack stays down, back across, solo!
We're underway right off the bat. Here's Justin Dillon moving up the middle. He's going to push that ball wide toward Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a first touch cross back inside for Dillon and a goal! Less than 10 seconds!
Poku slicing through. Quadro Poku! Score! Tejada again!
Lomas kicks it to his right, crosses it underneath Miller, and it's knocked away. Spangenberg deflects it, laying out and making the save.
It's a great save again. It's acquired a backstage pass. Doyle recovers. Aduro 1-0.
Ready to go to work to the byline, crossing in. It's a goal! Again, Jerome Kiesewetter.
It's Prater! What a hit!
Here's the wet trick.
Into the box, a strike, and a goal.
Kiesewetter knocked away by Zell.
What a save for Brian Myers.
The most dangerous player, perhaps in USL League One. Pepe curls! Ricardo Pepe, brilliance!
Looking to get that right foot off for an incredible one-handed save by Kevin Silva.
Developing situation, Jones. Jones on the move, Jones with a shot! Rips it off the right post. Another opportunity, and the strike is true.
JC Banks now, letting it rip from deep. What a save by Hara!
Team. Cablante back of the net. 42nd minute.
Bowling the second go, falls through, saved by Fitzgerald. Oh, what a stop. Welcome back into our Transcard halftime report, looking at news and notes from around League One. Devin Jomga, the player of the week after his excellent performance in FC Tucson's 4-0 win against Chattanooga Red Wolves. Of course, that earning him a spot on the team of the week. Jake Keegan and Cole Seiler also on there after the 1-0 win over Richmond for the Greenville Triumph. They're the starting 11 for you as we move into the power rankings. Tormenta and North Texas back at the top, but this time Tormenta getting the nod for the number 1 spot. Greenville, though, charging up at number 3 now, making gains towards maybe a playoff spot towards the end of the season. Alex Mangle standing tall so far this season at the back for Chattanooga, second in the league in saves. Akira Fitzgerald, the top spot, just by 1 at this point after a fantastic match last week, despite the loss to Greenville. The scoreboard now for today's action. Of course, 3 matchups already this week, so just another one so far here tonight, and that actually kicking off in just a few moments. It'll be Tormenta and Lansing. That should be a fun offensive battle down in Statesboro, Georgia. Coming up, the busiest week so far this season in USL League One. 2 matches during the week and then a slate full of action next Saturday. Should be a fun one, especially their Greenville Tormenta. They've been putting together some good battles so far this year. Coming up, we'll take a look at our halftime stats and halftime highlights as we move into the second half. Chattanooga and Greenville, second half coming your way. Welcome back into David Stanton Field, and of course Memorial Day weekend here upon us here in the United States, and everyone celebrating our armed forces and veterans, of course, locally and nationally. No exception here at David Stanton Field, as Chattanooga certainly doing that, and Greenville did as well last week. So an excellent showing here of patriotism here as we thank our veterans and current service members, and of course local first responders as well, as we head into the second half and enjoying the game out there as well on this beautiful night. Taking a look at our first half highlights, Chattanooga, they're going to have some fireworks after this match tonight, looking to generate some early on in this one. Falvey the shot, but hey, that's the only shot they had in the first half. They came out like fire, the Red Wolves, but unfortunately cooled down as Greenville started getting some chances off their press. Hemmings with a great one here on the header, but unfortunately hitting Falvey. Colin Falvey having quite a match so far. Some great stops, just right place, right time at certain moments, but that's all you need, really, as long as the ball's not in the back of the net. Still, Greenville couldn't get that to happen as Bermudez here puts one across, tipped away by Mangles with a good stop to keep it away from Muhammad at that far post. Plays continued to come for Greenville, that one off the tackle, and Muhammad, a dangerous ball sent in here, might have just hit the post or went out of play, but either way, Mangles saying, hey, let's deal with this one, and pushes it out of the way. Still, they continue to come for the triumph. Inside the box, dangerous ball here. Hemmings had a few strikes from right outside the box, but each time just does not get the full volume on it, and this one going straight into the ground, and an easy pickup there for Mangles. Chattanooga, they'd have a few down the line too. Cisse finally finding that lane he's been looking for, but stopped by Pollock, and then of course Jay pouncing on the ball. That's a real key to watch in the second half. If they can open things up for Cisse over the top or with those through balls, could be a long day for the Greenville back line. Hasn't happened to this point with a few offsides calls in there. Darwin there on the far side for Greenville, and Hemmings, this is what I was talking about, just does not get enough on that one, but still a dangerous chance and something maybe brewing the confidence there for Max Hemmings, the midfielder of Greenville. Halftime stats here from David Stanton Field. Possession pretty even so far, but most of that possession for Chattanooga coming with passing in the back half of the field for them with their defense. Greenville so far, as you saw in the highlights, the best chances of the match, but Chattanooga, this is what they can do. They can hang on just like the Triumph do in their victories, and maybe looking for a 1-0 win like that inaugural home match against Forward Madison to start the season. Triumph, though, trying to set the tone. Chattanooga was pretty content, it looked like, to come in to halftime, and you have to be at 0-0 and try to hit the drawing board as we hit the second half. Just beautiful weather up and down the East Coast here today. The heat, of course, brewing in the air as we hit the summer months, but you can't complain, really, without any rain in the atmosphere occurring as we hit the second half. Chattanooga trying to rebound after a tough couple recent results. They're at 2 points in their last 4 matches, and of course the tough 3-0 loss to Tormenta 2 in Open Cup play as well in the middle of the last few weeks. For Greenville, they had the same stretch, 2 points in 4 matches, but then they got the win, 1-0 over Richmond getting 3 points on the board, a big 3 points in the table. When it's so packed like this, just 1 or 3 points can really make a huge difference down the line. Greenville with a good result here today. If they hold on to this one, sole possession of third place in League One. On the other side, Chattanooga at a tough spot in the table. Down there a bit in 9th, but you have to look at it this way. 3 points separate 3rd from 10th. So at the end of the day, we're still early in the season and still a lot to be played out, including tonight. Second 45 on the board. I'm Chris Makoviak bringing you the action here on ESPN+, and should be in for a good one. Some great talent on both of these benches as well. Ayman Zayed did not get the start here today, so I have to assume he's going to be coming in at some point and should add some more oomph to this Chattanooga offense and some more and newer creativity on the field here today. It'll be the Red Wolves starting with possession. They've built through the back today. Nothing coming much of it as Jay has to settle in on this one. And a ball like that's how Keegan scored his goal against Richmond last week. A little flick over the top after miscommunication between Akira Fitzgerald and Wahab Akwe. Evan Lee stepping up. And you see it there. We talked about it in the pregame. Chattanooga, they certainly like playing at home, but this, just their 4th home match. They haven't had the benefit of playing at home too much. Greenville, meanwhile, the opposite. They've played more games at home. This is their 4th road game. But a decent record for them despite not having a road win yet this season. Muhammad nods the ball down, sends it into the box with Gomez. Hemmings settles it, Walefe almost stealing it. Bermuda stepping up, chips it in there. Muhammad back post, but he thought his teammate Gomez was going to get to it, and he lets it go out of play. Everyone just standing there at the end, but it looked like something really could have happened for Greenville. And instead, Mangles will take the goal kick. We'll take another look at this one. And Bermuda's continuing this play out of nothing, really, and getting the ball around walls. And it looked like Muhammad thought Gomez was going to get on the end of that one and just didn't have enough time to keep it in play. Again, Greenville just on the doorstep but can't actually open the door. Balvey brings it down, and we're going to have to start keeping track of this. I think that's the 5th or 6th handball foul, and I don't know if I've ever seen that many in one match. But once again, that's going to be a handball foul right there, and it seems like it went off the chest and then into the right arm. Just a weird match, though, in that regard. Walker will take the free kick. Into the box. Seiler grabbed a bit there by Ziguro. He's not going to get the call, though, and it goes out of play. So Chattanooga's defense stands tall here in the about to be 49th minute as they're back in possession. But as I mentioned through those first half highlights, just one shot for Chattanooga, that being that header, which happened in the first 5 minutes of the match. But since then, they just have not been able to get things going. That's been an issue for them this season. As while Greenville has scored less times overall this season, Chattanooga gets off less chances. They're only averaging 7.3 shots per game. Greenville averages nearly 11. The Greenville shot percentage, just half of what it is for Chattanooga. As this throw-in will be brought back right in front of Tim Hankinson. Walls will chip it over the top. Not too far, though. Paulitz stopping it. Walker plays it up ahead. Doyle trying to clear it. Now Falvey going to finally get control. Walefe dragged from behind by Hemmings and then knocks down the Brazilian. Pretty clear foul. With the fouls in these games, one thing to remember for Red Wolf fans out there, Ziguro, the man on the ball right now, if he gets a yellow card in this match or the next week, he'll end up missing a match due to yellow card accumulation. And the first real instance we're hearing of that in League One as we get deeper and deeper into the season, something to watch with all the players on all the teams. Pineda stuck a bit there against the end line. He goes down. Seiler trying to get the ball. Somehow it's staying in play. Finally goes out, but it's off of Greenville, and now a throw-in in the final third for Ziguro and Chattanooga. Soto sends it in. Off of Paulitz. It looked like it went off his foot and then his face. The Chattanooga players said handball, but it's out for a corner kick nonetheless. We're going to have to take another look at this one. Soto sends the ball in. His hand was up, but it looks like it hit his cheek. That's a tough one to spot. Either way, it's a Chattanooga corner kick, but obviously they would like the other spot. But a chance nonetheless to strike. Sent in, headed away. And it was Falvey unable to get on the end of that one. Sent the ball the wrong way, as Polak will take the throw in. But again, for some reason tonight, handballs are a thing. And again, something is in question with a handball, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Certainly a call Tim Hankinson would have wanted. Instead, the ball is in the hands of Dallas J here in the 52nd. 0-0. Brought down, tackle from behind, Ziguro. There, Bermudez going down. A late challenge. Taking another look at this one. Pretty clear foul, just a bit late there. But Bermudez up there. Standing over the ball is Cole Seiler at right back tonight, if you're just joining us. Has been a midfield addition the last few matches. Been a key starter all season for Greenville. Headed down by Cisse. Flicked back ahead. Paulitz will handle this one over to Evan Lee. Phoenix City Alpha is trying to get back into the action along with the Chattanooga faithful. Hemmings under it, settling the ball over to his teammate. Cutting through, the chance, saved by Mangles. Up and out of play, throwing for Greenville. That's Bermudez with the run. Paulitz all the way up with this Greenville offense. And they'll reset. Doyle with the pressure all the way up with the forwards. And Lee will play it on back to Jay, and that a dangerous pass. Almost not enough on it. Keegan, some breathing room, steps up, but covered pretty well by Walefe. Top of the box, Hemmings sends it in there. Cleared briefly, and finally they get it out of there. Chattanooga maybe on the break. They'll play it up to Beatty. He'll get after this one and keeps it in play. Beatty through ball and enough, just enough on that touch from Paulitz to keep it from Cisse. Bermudez trying to get things going the other way. Muhammad takes it in. Through ball ahead for Chris Bermudez. Deflected out of play on the tackle by Falvey. Throw in the final third. Muhammad, the quick throw in. Kind of an awkward spot for the Triumph. Bermudez and him, they wanted to take it quickly, but no one else really getting up that quick. As Muhammad takes it in. Ball sent into the box. Dangerous one, but a one hop there to the far post, and that's where Mangles will take it in here in the 55th. Hemmings going down, and almost another handball. And excuse me, that was Gomez with the run down the left side of the box, and the save in the end by Mangles. And there he is again on the ball. Or maybe Chattanooga, I noticed that on the buildup of that play that suddenly there was a pause in that section of the play, but then Gomez came sprinting forward with the ball. But Hemmings close to another handball on the edge of the box, and that would have obviously ended the Triumph possession there. That a common foul here. Chattanooga trying to build ahead. Instead, they'll take a step behind to start here with Foa and back around with Doyle. Olefi, right side. Pineda will play this up ahead. On the run is Ziguro, the left back. Flicked away by Seiler. Ziguro gets the deflection off Bermudez, out of play. And another throw-in. Doyle. Headed up by Pollock. He goes down. Both players down. Play will pause. Cisse's the other one. You could see Pollock immediately feel that one on the back of his head, and then Cisse, a delayed reaction, but nonetheless, he felt that. As the training staffs will come on. We'll take another look. Oh, and pretty clear contact there. 57th minute, and for either one of these sides would be a huge loss. Cisse just recently joining the Red Wolves here in League One. His second start in as many appearances overall for the side. Came from the Dalton Red Wolves in League 2. 2 years at East Florida State College, one of the top soccer programs. And then 2 years at Fort Hays State University in Division II, where he had 13 goals and 13 assists over that span. Certainly he looks like he could be a dangerous player for the rest of the season to come for Chattanooga. And as you can see, Tyler Pollock there going through some concussion testing. And a very dangerous player coming up from that left back spot. Tyler Pollock, Team of the Week back in week 4. He has 10 created chances. He leads the side in that category, and that should tell you enough about him being a left back as well. And a good showing of sportsmanship as well as he checks on Cisse. The trainer's certainly going through what they need to, and that also comes up with the new proposed rules for the USL regarding concussion protocol, especially when a player has to get tested off the field and maybe an additional sub, something certainly that will be talked about among many in the soccer community in the next few months and hopefully many years to come as Cisse comes off the field. Also taking the brunt of that on the front of his head. As Pollock will also make his way off, and hopefully both those players can continue. And here's also the debate, who gets the ball after this? But it looks like Beatty will send this over to Dallas J. Coach Harks looks on. Back to where we started the game, where it was this electric back and forth play, and now a bit of a dead period here in the last few moments, but we're back underway. We'll see if they can get back to the same tempo. 7 shots overall, 3 on target for Greenville. Both players back on, so great to see that as well. The players also out there adjusting to the new heat as the summer is upon us. Jay will send this off into the evening. Works on through, headed up by Keegan, falls to Muhammad, who sends that flying up the hill. And a corner kick out of that. Deflection to be had on that play by Michael Smith. And maybe that causing the ball to go that far out of play, as it will be a corner kick for Walker. here in the 60th minute. Some tension in the box. Ball sent in. Headed up and away by Falvey, I believe, on the end of that one. Out of play, and it will be a throw-in the end for Chattanooga. Bowles will have that on the far side. Headed up and away by Cisse. Back to Paulitz. Red Wolves maybe feeling something here. Haven't had too many opportunities, but now building some possession. As Soto, who came on as a sub, nearly gives it away to Keegan. He gets it right back. Muhammad there, though. He steals it and wins the ball, and therefore that contact will be a foul. Walls will make the case, but it will be a free kick for Greenville. Getting back possession. We'll take another look at this one, and Soto trying to win it back from Keegan, and a little bit late there on the contact. Walker and Pollock standing over it. Walker sends it down the left flank. Pollock there. Sends a low cross into the box. There's Keegan. Knocked down by Walls, trying to handle it out of there. Bicycle kick. And another volley. That'll be enough to get it back to midfield for Chattanooga. Out of play and back to Greenville. We're hearing a sub coming up, and you see him standing there. And we're hearing that's going to be Paul Clowes in for Max Hemmings. And Clowes starting all matches this season up until the Richmond one last week. As Gomez got the start, but now he'll get his turn after, it seems like Max Hemmings is going to be coming out. He's had a fantastic match. Bermudez flicks that ahead. Fola's going to have to deal with it with some pressure. Somehow he kept that in play. Hemmings brings it down, but a foul on the back end, and Soto goes down. This will be the end of the night for Max Hemmings. And there is Paul Clowes, Manchester native, and 32nd pick in 2016 for the DC United in the MLS Super Draft. Of course, well known in the Carolinas for his time as midfielder of the year in the ACC with Clemson. He'll be coming on for Hemmings, and Hemmings in his 4th appearance overall for Greenville, putting in solid effort as the two Englishmen part ways. That's really a like-for-like switch in the midfield. Almost stolen away right away by the opposite number 7, Bermudez. He does get it this time around. Tackled from behind, and there wasn't much contact, but a yellow card offense against Pineda. And that a very late and dangerous challenge nonetheless, if you make contact or not. As will be a free kick for Greenville. We'll take another look at this one. And some contact maybe on the back heel. Still very late. And for Pineda, that is first yellow card of the season, now making his first start today of the season. Former Orange County SC player, making 21 appearances with them in the USL Championship. Ball sent in, headed up. Volleys back and forth, the ball not touching the field. Finally does, and falls to Soto. Pineda, Cisse to his right, covered pretty well by Walker. Soto will try the right flank up to Cisse. Walls behind him, but he's going to take on Pollock himself, and the defender will have the final say. Walls can't get the ball back. Pollock continues. It was a foul against the right back anyway. Chattanooga right back with it here in the 65th. Soto trying to find some room. Closed down by Clouds. Doyle. Ziguro. Sends the ball to the top of the box. Cutting in there is Beatty. Take it down from behind, and a foul there on the contact by Seiler. Free kick in the final third for Chattanooga. A dangerous opportunity for the home side. Zigura will take it. Two-man wall for Greenville. Bermudez and Gomez are there. Sent in, headed up and away by Paulitz. Still in the box, brought down by Bermudez. Now Seiler trying to deal with it. Tackled out of play by Doyle. And the Triumph getting some breathing room. But I feel like in League One, what Paulitz is best known for is in those tight situations, he's somehow, some way able to get the ball away. A header, a volley, however it is. Soto, back to Falvey. And over to Walefe. Chattanooga taking their time as they work it up the right flank. Cisse takes it, now back to Greenville. Keegan works it back through the defense, and Chattanooga really chasing after this ball. Clouds well aware of who was behind him. It was Pineda breathing down his throat. Paulitz forced to just heave it up there. Pineda takes it down. He goes down. No call. Ball down the left flank. It's all Greenville as Keegan takes it in. He's onside. Ball sent in. Bermudez there, the flick, and stopped by the defenders. Doyle, and then a save at the near post. Where did that shot come from? What an effort there. Quickly taken by the Triumph. I believe that was Gomez. Indeed it was on the volley. Oh, what a shot. Brought down. Chance Gomez again. 3 points in American football, but nothing showing there as it goes out of play. And this is a corner kick for Greenville. What a beautiful shot, though, before, and an even better save by Mangles. What a chance. Zayed, as you can see, standing right there, getting set to come in. As we prepare for this corner kick. Ball sent in by Muhammad, grabbed out of the air by Mangles despite the traffic. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. And of course, one of those teams trying to build up their system, Chattanooga Red Wolves SC, of course already with 2 squads over in League 2, and also building their academy system, of course with the unveiling of that $100+ million facility. As it looks like we're waiting for this sub to come on. Alefi bringing the ball down. Bermudez will take over here in the 70th. Pollock to the left flank. Over the top. Flicked away just in time by Falvey. Zayed officially coming in now for Pineda. Adding to this offensive threat for Chattanooga. Pollock, left flank, sends it off into the night. And it will be a goal kick now for Mangles. Ayman Zayed starting all matches to this point in the season. 3 goals and 1 assist for Chattanooga. Mangles will take the goal kick here in the 71st. Headed up and away. A foul is called on the collision, and it will go back to the Triumph. 11 shots, 4 on target for Greenville. Just 1 shot still for Chattanooga. As Walker getting up from that one. Lee takes over from midfield. He'll go down the right flank to Seiler. Out of play as Bermudez trickled down the sideline, and it went out of play. Throwing coming for Ziguro and Chattanooga. Play will continue. It was an extra ball on the field. Bermudez almost stole it back. Ziguro being grabbed from behind. A foul is called. Pretty easy call. As they'll take it around the back. Walls straight down the right flank. Met by Gomez, out of play. It stays with the Red Wolves. Going for Soto. Walefe. Wide open. Beatty. Ziguro. Ball sent into the box. Headed away by Paulitz. Walefe. Right flank now to Soto. The sub on in the first half. Doyle wanted a whole lot of that one on the volley, but it goes out of play and back to Dallas J. Fans follow the Greenville Triumph, Chattanooga Red Wolves, and the rest of USL League One all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, the US Open Cup, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch League One live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. And of course, after our match is concluded tonight, catch the second half of Lansing and Tormenta battling also on ESPN Plus. Start over at 8 p.m. as Greenville looked for the chance, deflected away at the top of the box. Seiler back in there, plays it in, brought down by Bermudez, but he can't make the most of it as it's going to be cleared by the Red Wolves. Quick turn by Gomez. Things opening up, but then while left face having his say, tackle from behind and winning the ball. Lee on to Seiler. Bermudez. Gomez keeps it alive. Doyle goes down. Seiler deflected away by Fola. And still Doyle down after that quick turn. And he's in some discomfort there. Of course, he wanted the foul as well, but be a throw-in for Greenville. Back on his feet. Muhammad coming near side to help out. About 16 minutes remaining plus stoppage time. Doyle down the left flank. Lee will take care of it. Seiler. Keegan. Met by Doyle and Fola in the corner. A corner kick now for Greenville. Looking to strike late on, and that's what they did in the first matchup this season. It was Keegan with the goal. They'll take the short route, though. Muhammad looking for the cross. He gets it in there. Brought down, but flicked on through. And it's a goal kick coming for Chattanooga. Zayed trying to get his team pumped up there as they move down the field. We're in the 76th minute. Muhammad barely getting this cross off. And going down on that one was Gomez in the box against Fola. Headed on and through, but Lee's all over this one, and he'll give Jay a touch on it. As he'll sky this up towards midfield. Bermudez going down with the contact to the back of his head, but it's a throw-in. Lee will take it. Seiler. Flicked on, Muhammad on the run against Fola. He plays it on back to Mangles. Muhammad making the full run, but plenty of time for the keeper to get it out of there. Throw in, up the left flank. Out of play, Polak will have the throw in. Gomez nods it down. Chances brewing, chipped in there, but well wide and out of play. And it's a goal kick for Mangles. Greenville dominating in offensive chances. We'll take a look at one of them here. As Keegan wanted another lucky flick for maybe the second week in a row. They couldn't get that one to curl in. Still just 2 shots, both not on target for Chattanooga. It seems like everything they put in the box is quelled, sent away. But still obviously 13 minutes plus stoppage time to come. As Falvey sends this deep downfield. Coach Hankinson saying ahead of the Madison-Chattanooga match a few weeks ago, you put Falvey in the lineup to offer some leadership and stability after that tough result against Tormenta 2 in the Open Cup. He certainly has done that tonight especially. And a lot of big stops against this Greenville offense. Ziguro stepping up. Sends it in there, headed away by Polak. Soto, Walefi. Nearly split even on possession tonight between these two sides. Walefi takes over, keeps it away from Muhammad. 1 substitution remaining for Chattanooga, 2 for Greenville. Sent in there, knocked on by Zayed, and Seiler doing just enough to keep Beatty away from it inside the box. Off of Ziguro out of play, throw-in coming for the Triumph. Taking another look here, a dangerous ball. Little light tap by Seiler. Beatty wanted the penalty, but no call on the play. There'll be a throw-in for Seiler.
Substitution for Triumph, stepping out number 18, Omar Mohammed.
Mohammed now making way for Travis Ward, the former Rowan University forward at NCAA D3 level. Foul called. Greenville moving the troops up the field. And Walefi at least going to get a talking to on that one. There he is, Travis Ward. Made Team of the Week 2 weeks ago after a goal against Lansing. And packed a punch as well against this Chattanooga squad the first time they faced. Offered some good power off the wing. And he will certainly try to do that here in the final 11 minutes as Keegan and he Gives them press up at the top. Knocked on, flicked up ahead. Somehow still in play. Walker trying to stay with it, but it rolls out. Who's up, who's down, where does your club sit? Find out every Monday in the official USL League One Power Rankings, only on USLLeague1.com. And those power rankings this week, Greenville continuing to rise, now up to number 3. They were number 5 last week. And Chattanooga moving down after the FC Tucson result, now at number 9 as this ball sent to the left flank. Soto off of Sila. Now Ziguro, he loses it. Back to Soto. Sent in, but also out of play. The yellow card going to be issued after that recent challenge, to the dismay of the Greenville players. That was to Paul Clouds. As the advantage was played as that quickly went into a transition attack. Jay will take the goal kick as time is dwindling. Paul Clouds at his 3rd yellow card of the season. Still trying to plead his case with Michael Smith. And it looked like a pretty late challenge at midfield, but advantage was played, and you have to give credit to Michael Smith for that. Walker sends it down the left flank, chipped ahead by Walls, and still the ball battering around. Finally out of play, throwing for the Red Wolves. Walefi off of Ward, it stays in play somehow. Ziguro sends it down the right flank. Polak takes it in. Down the left flank. Gomez takes it in, sizing up the chance, he sends it, but just wide of the left post. Mangles not needing to touch that one, but Gomez almost having his day. Oh, what a chance that would have been. Still things clearly brewing for the Triumph, and for Gomez, he's still looking for his first goal of the season. He had one a few weeks ago, but it was called back due to offsides on the play. As that's tackled away, and the Triumph, after a bit of a dead period these last few minutes, they're back in it, looking for the 3 points. Polak moving centrally. Flicked on, no one making that run though, and Mangles will pick it up. Mangles, the punt downfield. As Chattanooga getting set for their 3rd and final sub.
Stepping off the pitch for the Red Wolves, number 8, Josue Soto.
As coming on will be Cito Seoni on for Cisse. So an offensive sub. Going to make something happen. Seoni, he had an excellent chance towards the end of that first matchup between these two teams, straight down the middle, but in the end, not able to make it count. They're also off the bench in that case, so we'll see if he can replicate. Foul called, and it's going back to Chattanooga, just like that here in the 85th. Beatty lets the ball fall through back to the Triumph. Seiler stepping up. Now Ward. Bermudez gets the ball tackled away by Fola. Still battling, Ziguro held back by Ward. No call, to the dismay of the Chattanooga faithful. Gomez. They get it on right back. Miscommunication all around. And it's back to the Red Wolves here in the 86th. Chattanooga just with 2 shots in this match, but does the golden one come in the final few moments? They're due for a bit of stoppage time as well. Knocked down by Walker. Grabbed from behind by his opposite number, Soto. It's out of play. Looks like they're about to hit halftime down in Statesboro, Georgia. 0-0 between Lansing and Tormenta as we take a look at this one. Beautiful footwork by Ziguro. Looking for the foul, but really grabbing back and forth. No call once again by Michael Smith. Letting them play tonight, of course, when it's not a handball. As Seiler will have the throw-in on the near side. Seiler. Walker. And a foul called against Doyle. Free kick, and it did look like the Triumph players just collided there. And it's a free kick for the Triumph. And that's an interesting call, and we'll see how it impacts the game. It looks like it does give the ball back here to the Triumph in a dangerous position. Ball sent in by Polak, volleyed away. They're keeping the attack in the box. Seone. Down the right flank. Stopped by Lee. Quick turn, Seone. Looking for the chance, fires! And up into the crowd as Jay will have a goal kick. But some chances flying here for the Red Wolves. We'll take another look at this one. And not sure how he got that through the traffic. But what a powerful strike. Just not the accuracy there for it. Jay will have to retake this goal kick. And they have a substitution coming. It'll be Carlos Gomez out here for Sammy Gadiri. Gadiri making his 7th appearance of the season. A like-for-like switch in the attacking midfield category as Jay will have the goal kick. Awaiting on stoppage time here at David Stanton Field. One of these teams looking to break through. Knocked on and dragged down from behind. Pretty clear foul there, a professional one for Falvey as he brings down Keegan. Yellow card issued, and a free kick dead on with the goal in the center of the field for Greenville.
The official yellow card is brought to you by Kaplan & White and McGarvey Eye Care. We fix that foul vision.
First yellow card of the season for
Ladies and
Falvey.
gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated that there will be 4 minutes of stoppage time.
4 minutes of stoppage time on the way. But plenty of time for either of these squads to come out on top. Ball sent in by Walker, headed on, but well out of play. And Travis Ward wanting that one back, but so many white jerseys in the area for that one. Taking a look at this yellow card again. It's pretty clear, grabbing down Keegan from behind. Out of play. Coach Hankinson knocking the ball over to Walls. Walefe. Ziguro. Beatty. Ward knocks it away. Out for a throw-in. Pollock. And cleared down the field by Politz. Pollock will have to deal with this one, headed on by Beatty, out of play, and a goal kick coming for Jay. Greenville looking for their 4th clean sheet of the season. Chattanooga looking for their 3rd. But again, for Greenville, it looks like the tail of the tape will be the amount of chances they've had, and still they can't put one in the back of the net. They obviously have about 2 minutes remaining to make that happen, but 14 shots, 4 on target. Of course, forcing some great saves from angles along the way. Brought down. Maybe this is the one for Chattanooga. Soto, left flank, sends the ball in, back post, headed up. Sayoni there, can't make it happen, and it's cleared away for the Triumph. Walefe, right flank now. Doyle sends it in, cleared away by Politz. Walls heads it on. Doyle again with a flick. Lee now. And finally cleared away by Clouds. Soto cuts centrally around Seiler. Back out wide, here's Beatty. Pretty clear challenge by Seiler. Ball went out of play, but nonetheless, it'll be a free kick. Michael Smith giving it there. And maybe the last stand here for Chattanooga. Seiler certainly knows better than that, but giving away the chance for Chattanooga to get the 3 points at home. 2-man wall for Greenville. Will the Scenic City Alphas go home with something to celebrate? Ziguro in there, headed on and away, still in there. Zayed in! He gets it! Eamon Zayed off the bench, his 4th of the season. It's 1-0 Red Wolves at home. Right place, right time for the Irishman.
Goal number 12, Aaron Zayed.
And Greenville just could not clear it. And the powerful shot on the doorstep. Oh, it's sweet to be home for these Red Wolves. Their 7th goal this season at home. And is it enough to give them the 3 points? Not much Dallas J could do about that one. So much traffic in front of him. The assist officially going to Tony Walls, knocking that one over. And that's soccer for you. You just need one chance to pull through. They're one shot on target, and that might be the only goal of the game. Bola in the back end of that getting a yellow card. That'll be his 3rd of the season. But with that goal, Chattanooga could continue their undefeated run at home. Wanted out of play. Greenville, they still have some life. Headed up by Ward. Seiler. Out of play. And a throw in coming. Or wait, it's 3 points for Chattanooga. They're on top. Again at home, they move to 3-0-1 in their home confines. A gut-wrenching loss for the Triumph, who had everything going their way tonight, but it's Ayman Zayed having the final say off that free kick, sending the Scenic City Alphas home with some fireworks and a goal in the back of the net. 1-0 the finish in favor of the Red Wolves. Some big stops as well for that man there, Alex Mangles, forcing away 4 shots on target for Greenville. 14 shots total for the Triumph, but this is the one that counts. Zayed, back of the net. 1-0, Chattanooga takes it, and they break their stride of 2 points in 4 matches. They're tied for 3rd for now in League One. We'll be back with full match highlights and stats right after this. Welcome back here in the David Stanton Field. The Scenic City Alphas and the Chattanooga faithful pleased with a 1-0 win at home, coming at the death for Ayman Zayed off the bench. Man of the match here, or Transcard man of the match, Ayman Zayed. I mean, could you really pick anyone else? Right place, right time, ball bouncing around, Wall settles it, and right over to Zayed. So, with that, we'll tune into our highlights for the match. And have to say, if you were with us the entire time, have to agree with this, all Triumph the entire match, and then suddenly, the last few minutes, Chattanooga getting some life. It was chances like this that we saw early on, and big stops like this by Alex Mangles. Muhammad getting the shot off, but a fist away in the end by Mangles, and keeping the Red Wolves alive in this game, and that was oh so important by the end. Cisse here not able to get the early tally as Polak and Jay got the stop. And once again, that Triumph defense stifling, but again, the offense just cannot pave the way through to a victory. As Jay pouncing on that one, as he did many a time here this evening. Some more chances here for the Triumph. This one from Gomez, left side of the box. A good strike, but knocked away by Mangles as he paved through that traffic. And Mangles having a solid match with this clean sheet. He'll certainly be up for Keeper of the Week on the Team of the Week in League One. The volley here, maybe the best chance of the night for Greenville, other than that Hemmings header in the first half. But again, saved by Mangles at the near post. Greenville, the chances would continue. Again, Gomez here from far out, just missing. Really teed that one up well. He got plenty of space on it. He just couldn't put it on target. Here's Iguro sending it in. This the difference in this one. Knocked down by Walls and in by Zayed. Traffic in front of Jay. Have to give credit to Walefe getting in the way of the keeper and his vision. And he went into the crowd to celebrate with the Scenic City Alphas. And of course, that free kick by Ziguro off the foul from Seiler. As we take a look at our full match stats, and if I show you this without a scoreline, you're going to say the Triumph won this game. Well, heck, completely different result in the end. Nearly 50-50 possession and going the way of Chattanooga. Pretty similar stats to the first time these two teams met. But now, of course, going the way of Chattanooga. 2-1-0 results overall in this series to this point this season. Fireworks now in store for the Chattanooga fans, along with the fireworks at the end of the match via Zayed, your Transcar man of the match again on that winning goal. A fantastic showing by the Triumph, but just not enough to deny the Chattanooga Red Wolves back at home again. And I have to say, they're probably going to petition the league saying, hey, can we just play the rest of the games at home in our season? But of course that can't happen now, as they're 3-0-1 at home on the season and 0-4-1 on the road. You can't make that up, folks. Taking in the fireworks on a beautiful now summer night, Memorial Day weekend. Have a great night, everybody, and a big thanks to our entire crew. Ayman Zayed with the difference at the death, powering that one in off the bench and giving Chattanooga a big 3 points. They're tied for third in League One play as we hit the night here on ESPN+. Stay with us for more coverage of USL League One this upcoming week and next weekend right here on ESPN+. Thank you for joining us tonight, folks. Have a great Memorial Day.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.